here with my friend, former studio mate, Paul Andrews.
Hello.
How long have you been working professionally as a photographer?
Professionally, probably about 10 or 11 years now. I got into photography in high school, and I went to school for it down in Warrensburg in Missouri. They had a photography program there. This was all back in the film days. I got out of it for a while the world was transitioning into digital from film. And then around 2009, I quit my office job that I hated and went and bought a camera and have been basically working as an independent freelancer ever since.
Wow. And we started being studio mates, was that 7 years ago? It was before I even started working with WWE.
When we met through a mutual friend who I think you're doing another...
Matt Hawkins tomorrow.
Yeah, so Matt Hawkins is another creative type, and he put us in touch when I was looking to share some studio space early on, and Rob was looking for some space to get out, to get out of the house and get some work done. And I think at the time you still had a day job, and
yeah.
we're kind of still just doing this as your side hustle.
Yeah, like I had just finished the Kickstarter, and but I was trying to set things up to where I would get laid off from work.
Yeah, that's kind of part of my plan too.
Yeah, it works.
Severance package. All
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Good idea, folks.
So, phase 1, get fired. Phase 3, profit.
And it was a smaller studio in the Crossroads district that we were in.
It was, yeah. It was in kind of the arts district. We sort of outgrew it / got priced out of that area.
Yeah.
And then we moved into another studio down in the River Market area, and we were there for about 3 years.
3 years.
And same again, like it started to get a little more gentrified, and prices went up, and
they turned it into an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? It was above a vape store.
Vape store and a cupcake.
Cupcake
yeah.
shop. Yeah. So
but next door to a bar.
That well, that helped.
2 bars.
You'd never think that you could get sick of the smell of strawberry cupcakes, but it turns out you can.
I didn't. He's thin, I'm not. So you work as a photographer, but that's like me saying I'm an artist.
Sure.
Right? Like there's a lot of different types of artists, there's a lot of different types of photography.
You're
what
right.
do you specialize in?
Airplanes.
Airplanes.
No, when I started out, I'm a freelance photographer now, I would say. And when I started out, I was taking every job that I could find, anyone who would pay me. That largely hasn't changed, but you get to be a little more discriminant about the types of work that you take. I started off doing lots of what we call retail photography, which is everything from weddings and birthday parties and quinceañeras and family portraits and that kind of stuff. And over the last 10 years or so, I've been transitioning more into commercial photography, which is everything from more high-end portraiture to product photography. I work with companies doing content development to help them have photos, content libraries to work with. I'll work with videographers and video teams, kind of behind the scenes, doing a lot of that stuff on like larger budget commercial shoots, things of that nature.
But you specialize in the still photography. Like
yeah, I only do still work. I don't do video work. That's a whole. I probably to my own detriment, because a lot of people who do commercial stuff do kind of all of it now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a whole different set of skills, equipment, software, background, and I'm just more comfortable on the still side. That's the work that I enjoy more.
I find there's like still something in specializing too, like for me.
Yes and no, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to find a niche, and it gets harder to do that in a market, because I work sort of regionally in kind of the Kansas City area, and so you have to specialize, to over-specialize is kind of tough in a market this size. If you were in a bigger city, Chicago, New York, Austin, whatever, you can, because there's a bigger market to work with, you can specialize a little bit more. So most freelancers I know kind of jack of all trades as far as that goes. So having a diverse set of skills from stuff that's more creative to stuff that's a little more technical, and kind of everything in between. Like for example, doing what we call environmental portraiture, which is what I kind of specialize in, which is portraits of people in their environment, that kind of tell a story, think like Rolling Stone portrait kind of stuff, versus a lot of the stuff I do, which is product photography, which is stuff for catalogs and, single shots of a bottle or a product of some kind on a white background, which is, maybe a little less sexy, but it can be just as interesting and challenging on its own.